this company. All right, quite a number of time, there are some skills that you need to have. Developing and writing code is not just enough to be able to get problem solved or get to where you are going. So one of the skills that you need to learn is what we had on Thursday, which is much more like a design thinking. And then we went through the application that I want to develop and then talk about the functional requirement that is involved. When I showed the mind map that we did on Thursday to Leo this morning, it was like, this thing is massive. And then that is how you picture the application that you are developing and see where you are going so that by the time you start developing, you'll be able to have all the requirements covered. So this morning, we're going to take another skills, which is data modeling. If this thing is missing, in your development, you will not get it right. And then you need to get it right so that your application will not have problem. Farouk, are you talking to us, Mohammed?
No, you can continue, please. It was someone else, but he's muted his mic now.
Apologies. So when we are talking about data modeling, it's much more like foundation of your solution. And if I will tell you the secret, the backend guys are the foundation of a solution. Once you get something wrong, the entire solution will be wrong. So you need to plan. It's much more like laying the foundation of a building. And then if you don't get it right, the entire application will be useless. So this is what was always wrong with most of your application, that you see that it doesn't function very well, or the develop it is not working the way it's supposed to work. Once you get the requirements right, and then you get this data modeling right, you'll be fine with your development. So we'll be going through what data modeling is, and then I will take an example of it. We'll stop at the point of when the time elapsed. So we're supposed to end this class by 10:45, take 15-minute break, and then come back by 11 for another class that another tutor will take. So if I will introduce this course, I'll say process of creating a data modeling for an information system by applying formal data modeling techniques. It's also a process used to define and analyze data requirements needed to support the business processes. Therefore, the process of data modeling involves professional data modeler working closely with the business stakeholder as well as the potential user of the system. So what is data model? Data model is collection of conceptual tools for describing data relationship, data semantic, and consistent constraint. So this is where you define and then analyze or talk about the attribute that is involved in the data that you are working on. Data model is a conceptual representation of data structure required for database and is very powerful in expressing and communicating the business requirement. A data model visually represents the nature of the data, business rules governing the data, and how it will be organized in the database. A data model provides a way to describe the design of a database at the physical, logical, and view level. So different data model, we have different kind of data model. And then these are the method that form how your data is going to look. So depending on the type that you pick, so we'll get to that point later. So we have conceptual. This describes what the system contains. We have logical. This describes how the system will be implemented regardless of the data management system, database management system. And then we have physical. this describes how the system will be implemented using specific database management system. So this is what it looks like. So most time we have schema, different kind of schema. And then when Farouk was teaching you MySQL or SQL the other day, he's able to create a database, view that database as something like a schema. And then if you conceptualize it, it's a conceptual schema. You can have more than one schema coming together. And then there will be a logical model. What are the things that we use to, for example, if you are developing an application, your business rule will be implemented in a kind of database schema where you save value. Sorry, I need to pick up. All right, so we have the logic model and the physical data model. Those are different kind of data model we have. So, and then when we are defining an entity, data model consists of entity related to each other on a diagram. So when we are representing our entity is much more like a table you see in a database. And then how do they relate to each other? So most time we can have a kind of relationship being connoted by this particular sign at each side. So this one, let's say this one is a class entity, and then this is a student entity. You will say a class has one or two or one-to-many relationship with a class. I will explain that later. Just understand all these basic what's it called? All this basic terminology. So entity, a real world things or an interaction between two or more real world objects. So picture entity like an object. Human being can be an entity. Class is an entity. Student is an entity. Lecturer is an entity. Faculty is an entity. Department is an entity. Course of study is an entity. So the relationship is how entities depend on each other in terms of why the entity depend on other. That's the relationship. And what that relationship is, that's the cordiality of the relationship of the two entities. So for example, given that a customer is an entity, a product is an entity. So in a supermarket, we have a customer, we have a product. For a customer, we need to know their customer number, that customer number, and then customer name. We can call it an attribute. So product too, we need to know the product name, which is its attribute, and then product price is an attribute of that product. So when they say customer, what will come to your mind is what are the attributes of a customer? These are the terms that you need to get used to. So customer will have phone number, will have address, will have email, and all those things. Products will have name, product will have price. What are the content of those products? Those are the things that a product will have. So we have sales. We have sale. Sale is an entity that is used to record the interaction of customer and product. So a customer can have a purchase, so it will be in the sales. And then what is it buying? It's buying a product. So this is an example of what we're talking about. So the relationship between the customer and products can be, we can use sales to analyze it. So here is a diagram that encapsulates the role. Customer is attribute is customer number, customer name. A purchase by. So what the product they purchase is purchased by a customer. So the sales is like the relational table between the customer and the product. So sales will have customer number and product number. So you take attributes of the customer and take attribute of product to represent what he bought at a particular time, which is the date here. So do you understand this diagram, or I need to explain them that way? Hello, guys.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I
clear,
understand,
right?
it's clear.
All right. Thank you. So by convention, entity and name is singular. So most time when you see an entity, you use a singular word for it. So the attribute of an entity are customer number, which is the unique identifier or primary key of a customer entity, and is shown by this symbol, and then customer name. So most time when you see an entity, it will be a single word, and then attribute could be compound word or something like customer name, customer number, so as to represent the entity that we are dealing with. So sales has a composite primary key, which means that the primary key of the customer and primary key of sales will be primary key of customer and primary key of product will be inside sales. So it's much more like a composite key made up of primary key of the customer, primary key of the product, and that of the sales. So what tie customer with product together is the sales, and each and every one of them will have a primary key. We'll take a good example of that. When we get there, you understand it better. Think of entity as a table. Like I said the other time, entity is like a table. Think of attribute as a column on that table, and think of instance as a row on that table. So if we have a table, let's say customer table, attribute of that table, there will be customer row, customer phone number, customer name, and all those things. And then a sample customer is an instance of a customer. Is going to have a row on that particular table. So this is what we are talking about. This is a customer, and then the customer number 10, customer number 67, this is the name of the customer. And then if you look at the product, this is a product, flank, and Blitzworth, and the price of that thing. If a customer buy a product, how do we represent it? We just say, okay, customer 10 bought product 101 on this date. So that is what is going to be on the sales table. Much more like creating a relationship between customer and product. If we want to know the price of a sales, we can find it by using the product code. If we need to know the price of sales, we use it by product code. On the instance of sales, we are interested in, and then look up the corresponding price on the product entity within the match. So that is when we are talking about join on a table. If I need to know how much this customer bought, I will just need to join customer table with sales table and then product table to get the price there. I think we remember our SQL, right? So that is how it works. So we have type of data model. We have different kind of data model. The one we use mostly is entity relational model. And then we have UML, that's Unified Modeling Language. The one that is very common in our own part of the world is entity relational model. It's not that they don't use this, but this is the one we use most time. We use this one to model a university management system or an education management system and see how it works. So this is how we use the entity relationship. So entity relationship diagram, as this is the most widely used, have an advantage in that they are capable of being normalized. So we have something that they call normalization. If time permits us, we'll talk about normalization, but let's continue with what we are doing. Sorry, I need to. All right, represent entity as a rectangles like list attribute within the rectangle. So this is what it looks like. This is the name of the entity, and these are the attributes of the entity. The unique ID that I want to use to identify the entity is always at the top. I will put primary key on top of it. This is how we represent it. So before you develop your code, before you start writing code, if you are to develop an API, which is mostly what you'll be doing, you need to look at your entity diagram and see what is good and what is missing. I bet it, if you get this thing right, you are going to write a very good code. So I'm going to go to the next slide. So, and then why and when. The purpose of data model is to describe the concept related to a domain, the relationship between this concept and information associated with them. So conceptual data model, for example, a business analyst, and then logical data modeling is done by data architecture, and physical data modeling is done by a data administrator. but it's a tool for a developer to be able to get things correctly and right. Why and when? It's used to model data in a standard, consistent, predictable manner in order to manage it as a resources. To have a clear picture of the base data that your business need. So it's help you to identify the missing and redundant data, base data. So by this entity, you'll be able to know what is missing, what you are doing. And then if you have somebody to help you review it, they will be able to identify easily what you are getting right and what you are not getting right. So it's also help you to establish a baseline for communication across functional boundary within your organization. It also helps to provide a basis for defining business rule. So by that, you'll be able to know what your business rule is going to be handling for you. And it make it cheaper and easier, faster to upgrade your IT solution. So with that data model and documentation, if somebody else is joining the project, it will be easier for them to understand. And then whenever you need to do an upgrade, instead of going to your code and be struggling your scratching your head, looking at how you are going to make your application better, you just need to go to your data model. This is what I have, and then you can do upgrade from there, and life become easier for you. So that's the end of this particular class. I would like to take any question if there's any. So if there is no question, we'll go to a practical class and talk about how we can model a university management system. We'll stop when we are tired or when the time elapses. So are you guys with me? Is there any question? We'll give like 10, 15 minutes for questions.
No question on my end. Thank you.
Mohammed, any question?
No, we are good to go, sir.
Mr. Aini, any question?
None for now, sir.
Read one, any question?
No question, sir.
Mr. Johnson, question?
No question, sir. But the only question I have is not on this, sir, but
Okay.
on the
What? Tell me.
video. Yes, sir. On our YouTube video, I've been trying to download so that at least if I get anywhere, whether on phone or whatever, I can watch it. But it's difficult for me to download, sir.
What issue are you facing?
Well, once I download, it will get to about 75%, then it will just stop.
I think it's your network. What are you using to download?
Where I download direct from the clip there, sir.
So this is me. I download my YouTube video. Let's say this is the video.
Okay, sir.
Let's say this is the video. Let's say this is the video.
Yes,
If
sir.
I have a video like this, if I have a video like this, I'll
Yes.
just put SS in front of the view here. Do you understand? And I will
Okay.
hit enter. When I hit enter, it's going to open a page like this. It's going to open a page like this. So I can download directly from here. I can download directly from here by clicking this download. It will start downloading. You see it's downloading and I've
Yes.
finished downloading.
Thank
So
you
if
very
it's
much.
one of our videos that you want to download, let me get a link. If it's one of our videos that you want to download,
Yes.
let me show you. I want to get a link.
Okay, sir.
So let's say you want to download this video. This is one of our videos.
Yes.
All right, so I'll just come here. I'll do SX and click enter. It's going to show the same thing. And then I click on download. So it has started downloading. You see, it's downloading already.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, that's how I download on my own.
Thank you, sir.
And if you have a download manager, you can just get the link.
Okay.
You just get the link and download from there. All right, so
Yes.
this class, I would like it to be more interactive. So there is a university management system or college management system or any kind of education management system that we all pass through. In that kind of environment, they have entities. And with what we understand about entity, I would like us to list all the entities before we go into drawing the entity relational diagram of those entities. So I would like everyone to contribute the entities they understand so that I'll be clear that we understand what the concept of entity is. So
Students.
we'll share it, don't worry. Everyone will give me three entities, and then I'll put it here. So
Can I
I'll
start
start
with
with
easier ones?
you want to start?
Before it becomes hard. I know there's student, there are courses,
All right, let me put it down. We have students.
students,
We have students.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
courses,
We have courses,
and I think faculties.
faculties. All right, so Dayo has cheated us. Mohammed, can you go?
Sir, I should list entity for
For a college management system,
college management system. Lecturer,
we have lecturer. Uh-huh.
See, I told you it gets harder.
librarian,
Eh?
librarian.
Librarian. Librarian is who is a librarian?
The library coordinator.
Library. I won't take that to Mohammed.
You must take it for a college.
How is a library an entity now, Mohammed?
The librarian, sir.
Librarian. Librarian is a person now.
The role.
It's an instance. If you see, when I was explaining this, if you remember this slide.
Department, sir.
Okay, department.
Ah,
The remaining one.
I should list another one.
Yes, you've only tell me to.
I have plenty. Bursary, you know.
Oh yeah, tell me.
Semester.
Huh?
Semester.
Semester is an entity.
There we go.
All right. Semester.
I should list another. I should bring another.
All right, tell me another. Okay, no, let's next person go.
Okay.
Mr. Ayeni, can you tell us the entity we have in the university or college? Mr. Ayeni, are you drinking tea? It's not with us. So. All right. Nkem, can you go?
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. He came, don't talk. He came, don't talk. Don't cause trouble here. So I'm talking. My system is giving me problem.
All right. Tell us three
That's why.
entities that you know.
Like if I understand, is it like employee number?
No.
Yeah.
See, employee number is an attribute on
Attribute.
employee.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
need attributes like look at it from nouns.
Okay. Students, courses.
We have students, courses, faculty, we have department,
department.
lecturer, semester,
How about session?
Session, yeah, I agree. Session. Uh-huh.
Unit,
What's unit?
unit. Like,
Those
you know,
are
we have
attributes of
department
courses.
or unit.
Those
Sir,
are
I didn't get that.
attributes.
No, I mean department or unit.
We have department already.
The department carried everything.
Are they under the same category?
You said department or unit. You can as
Okay,
well
okay.
say that department / unit, Abi.
Slash
Yes.
unit.
So we have it already.
Okay. What again? Okay, I've mentioned session. Okay, talk. You have the floor.
No, you remain one.
I give up now.
No, nobody is giving up yet. Yeah, think.
Okay,
Think,
department
think.
unit.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Abbas.
Farouk, good morning. How are you this morning?
Yeah, I'm feeling better.
Sorry. Good to have you.
Sorry, sir.
Mr. Ayeni, I'm listening.
Okay, I thought you bounced me.
I will not
Right.
leave you.
Session. The thing is not coming in. So I'm trying to look around.
Oh yeah, we are listening.
Okay. Faculty, unit, course. Sir, nothing is coming.
All right, Nkem,
Faculty, unit,
can you
course,
take the
session.
floor? When you remember, just tell
Remember.
us.
All right, sir.
Nkem?
I don't know what's left to my life.
We have
Okay.
close to 50 entities in the university. We have close
Okay.
to 50.
Maybe I should jump in.
Can I talk, sir?
Oh yeah, Mr. Johnson, go ahead. Nkem, be
I think-
thinking,
We have lecture room.
Okay, we can have lecture room.
Yes. I think the major thing there now is the institution name.
No, institution name is not, it's not an entity.
Eh,
It's not an entity.
okay. It's
Oh, we can just say institution. We can say
Yes.
institution. That's the college itself.
Yes.
So it's not an entity.
Okay.
Staff.
Institution. You've only mentioned two.
So they have mentioned almost all of it.
No, they've not mentioned. We have close to 40 something or 50 something.
Let's.
Okay. You've not said one. No.
Fifty.
Read
Okay.
one. What are you using for me? Oh, yeah, mention your own. You have to mention three.
I'm here. Oh.
Oh, yeah,
You
tell
know-
us three
You didn't call my name.
entity.
What about administration, like presidents?
Administration. What do you mean by that?
Okay, what about provost?
Provost is like
Yes.
is lecture provost is a
Let's-
lecturer now, or is part
Yes.
of employee or staff. So let's not put provost. Provost is an instance. Let me show you the slide again. It seems you didn't get this part.
What of
No,
hostels?
but
sir?
not everybody is a lecturer now.
Wait, let me explain before you just attack me like that. You see, we said that if you look at this this explanation, we say that by convention. Oh, this is not the slide I want to refer. Okay, so no. I'm coming on. There was one slide I mentioned that a row column that you should
Okay.
picture entity as a table. Price of this. I'm coming. Look at this slide. We said that an attribute of a customer are customer number. Do you understand? A customer his attribute is a customer number and a customer name, Abi. The customer number is unique and is the identifier of that table. And the entities show that we have the neighbor, so primary key of the customer entity, and it's shown by this, that's the attribute from the diagram we have the other time. And the attribute of the customer is customer name. And then we'll talk about sales, which is showing the relationship between the customer and then the products that I purchased. And then we now say, think of entity as a table, think of attribute as a column on the table, and think of instance as a row. So a provost is like an instance of a row in a particular table. It's not depends on where you put that particular provost. So for example, if we have employee in a university, we can have an employee in a university. And then if we have an employee in a university, we'll have their rank. For example, a provost is an employee in a university, but his rank is a provost. Dayo, your hand is up.
No, when you're done with the explanation, please. That's fair.
Attribute.
So provost is an employee in the university and his rank is a provost. You know, we are going to have HOD. So for example, if I'm creating this system, I will put all of them as a lecturer, except if I'm developing an human resources management system that I need to say this is this. So if I create a lecturer, I'll put a column there that will say their rank. So I will now say this is head of faculty of science. This is head of faculty of this. Do you understand?
Yes.
It's not clear, Abi?
It's clear, it's clear.
It's clear, very clear.
All right, Daya, you want
Okay,
to
so
listen?
here we are not dealing with the non.
Inkem, I'm listening.
As in, so in this thing, we are not dealing with non-teaching staff, but it's just the
all lecturers.
lecturing staff we are talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
all-
Let's say lecturing staff is what we are dealing with.
Okay.
Yes,
So-
sir. What about IT facilities, sir? Like the CBT centers.
What do you call it?
CBT
IT.
center.
ICT facilities.
Yes.
How do we put that? ICT facilities.
Entity,
You know, ICT is like a department.
exactly. So
Hey.
we can't put that on.
Huh?
You don't get confused.
Culture room,
No,
I can't get that, man.
TBT. Okay.
Someone he said it's on that department. That should be on that department.
ICT should be a department. It's a department in the university.
ICT is a department now, Abi.
It's a department. So we are
Yes.
putting it under department. So it's not.
Yeah, it's a department of
department.
its own. Yeah. But it might not
Sir.
have its students or might have some people that enroll under some courses on ICT.
Exactly.
Dayo,
Can we
yeah, talk
include
now. We are
clinics,
listening.
sir?
So, would hostels be a correct one?
Yes, hostel is an entity.
How about clinics, sir?
Clinic is an entity.
Stadium.
well-
Nko. Stadium.
I'm free.
Stadium. Stadium is not an entity. See, the clinic too. If we look at clinic, we can put clinic under
Yes.
under department too.
Oh,
Do you understand? Because
Yeah,
I'm
not
looking at
department too.
what would be the attributes. What would be the
Clinic.
attribute of a clinic? Do you
So for
understand?
a clinic, so I think for a clinic, it would be the various students. their ad- Okay, go ahead, Mohammed.
I'll continue, sir. Continue, sir.
For clinic, it will probably be around the various students that go for medical checkup, the doctor that attended to them, and all of those things.
So
in
if we are
itself.
now talking about attributes of a clinic, what would be the attribute of a clinic?
That's what I'm saying. It could probably be around how they attend to students. So maybe like
No, you are not
student
getting.
registration
Let me explain something now again. You can see my screen, Abi.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right. So we are saying that, for example, we have faculty. Let's say this, for example, we have department. You know, department as an entity, let's call this department. Department as an entity is going to have an attribute. The attribute is like a column on that particular department. So we can have department ID, being it a primary key of that department, which will has the unique ID. If we don't want to use ID for the unique ID, we can use a code as the unique ID of department. So for example, Faculty of Science, we can say Faculty of Science is SC, Faculty of Arts is 80. And then we say, sorry, Department of, these are departments, sorry, I made a mistake. These are departments. And then they are all rows. Each department will have a row on the table. So we have name here, name of the department.
Heidi, your Gideon.
Name of the
Gideon.
department. Description of the department. Are you
Say
talking to us?
click, Abi.
Ayane, please mute to.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is the description of the department. This is the description of the department. And then let me correct my mistake here. Maybe Department of Computer Science, we can say CSC.
CSC.
Department of
Biology.
Arabic, we can say
Okay.
Arab. Do you understand? And then we
Okay.
say this is computer science. This is computer science department. And then the description will be here. Arabic will be here. As we say, it's Arabic department. As we say, it's the Arabic department. So if I put all the departments here, we'll have all the departments in the university. So this is an entity called department. So can you relate it to a clinic? How would the clinic fit into this kind of situation? If you say clinic, how many clinics do you have? The only time you can have this is if you have a lot of clinic in the university.
Yeah.
So for example, if you have like APU students can have a clinic in Zaria, they can have in Samaru, they can have in all their campuses. So we can now have a clinic as an entity. So that's the situation that will give us a clinic as an entity. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, got it.
So we can have clinic if provided that clinic is provided that clinic is an entity.
We need exams, sir. We need exam at the entity table.
I didn't get that.
Exam as an entity.
Examinations.
Examination. So what would the examination be? In case
Entity,
you hand
sir.
this up, do you want to tell us something?
Yeah. What about admission table?
So what would be the content of admission table?
If like
It's on
application dates, application
screening.
status, application decision,
decision.
admission decision.
The screening process.
It seems they came understanding more than us. I'm coming. Let me remove these guys. So it won't be confusing. All right. You said admission, Abby?
Yes, admission table. Sorry, entity. Sorry. Yes.
Admission as an entity.
It's just to show whether somebody applies for application dates, as in what will be inside, like the application date, application status, application materials, and it's also for transcript and all too.
You've mixed it up. Oh.
Eh.
You mix it up. Yeah, in fact, you confuse us.
Yes. I think transcript can be an entity.
Transcript can be an entity. So what would be the attribute of a transcript?
It will,
supposed to be under student.
the transcript, clinic and hostel, I think they encompasses the whole faculties, departments, and the students, whatever.
Farouk, you want to say something, Mohammed?
Saying exam as an entity. I'm saying results. I'm saying payments. I'm saying account. All those things are part of entity as a college. Hello. Hello?
Hi, Mohammed, we can hear you. Please hold on.
Hello?
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear you, Mohammed. Please hold on.
Hello, guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Sorry,
Yes,
I
sir.
step away. I'm sorry. So, Nkem, your hand is still up.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about grade table. Is it inside?
Grade. We can have grade. We
Okay.
can have grade. So,
Sorry, sir. Grade is it not supposed to be attribute of student?
so it will have some relationship with student because student will have grade. If they take a course, they will store
Results.
something in that course and will save the grade somewhere. Do you understand?
Okay, sir.
You get it, right?
Results, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah. So we can have result table where we'll be saving the result of the student. So I told you it's like 40 something entity.
40 something. Okay.
Payment, sir.
Can we
Payment.
have registration table?
But
Is
sir, you are saying examination cannot be an entity.
Examination. I'm trying to picture what would be the
Someone
attribute of
mentioned.
examination.
You can consider,
Results,
if you consider admission.
Admission. So I'm still looking at what would be the attribute of admission.
So
That's
since
right.
it's confusing, let's delete it now. Even me, I'm confused.
What of the admission
See,
requirements?
I will explain something. Let's get to the place. When we get there, I will explain. But I pray we'll get there today.
Okay, sir.
Because we are supposed to stop the class by 10:45. All right, so if we have all the entity like this, so we have for a student can belong to a faculty and belong to a department. You know, there will be a department option. Under a department, we have department option. Department option is like, for example, somebody in Department of Computer Science, you can be doing computer and mathematics, can be doing computer and agri, can be doing computer and chemistry. That is what we are. Mr. T, can you tell us what you want to contribute? Hello? You are muted in case if you are talking.
Sir, can salary be part of entity?
Salary is complex. Don't let us look at it.
No.
It could be part of it, but don't let us go there. So that would be like we want to model for a payroll. Currently, we just want to take care of an MIS record. Something like an MIS department is going to keep.
Sir, sir, I want us to look at that transcript very well. I think it's one of the most important area in the, so I don't know how we put it, but it's very
A
important.
transcript is complex too.
Okay.
Well, let me just use this simple concept to explain to you. So you'll
sorry
be able to
to
understand and expand on it. There,
Okay.
you want to say something?
Yeah, sorry. I think transcript in itself is going to pull from student courses, your faculty, your department.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if in itself is an entity. It's going to pull a composite. I think that was the way you explained it. It's going to pull from all that areas and then get the data. It's not like, I'm not sure there's like a transcript table where they keep all our transcripts.
It's kind of complex, but don't let us talk about it.
Okay.
Let's just take this minimum one. I say faculty, department, course option. The student will have level. And then we have a lot of level. Student will have level. And we can have a lot of levels. And then we've talked about section, we've talked about department. All right, so let's just work with this that we have.
Program.
I can't get that.
Program.
Program, okay.
Yes, in case
Program.
there are affiliations.
So program can be undergraduate, postgraduate, NCA,
Yes.
part-time.
PDE.
Eh?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
PDE,
program.
PGD. Okay.
Can we just draw the entity relationship like this? At least we've done some things. Or is there any other thing you want to add?
No, let's use this one, sir. Along the line, if you need to, I will add.
All right, so an entity relation diagram, like I explained, is always represented like this. Is my screen clear enough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, so we use entity relational diagrams to represent entities. So, like I said, a customer will have his primary key, which will be the unique ID of the customer. And then we have the attribute of that customer here. So the same way we can turn this one to students. We'll say this is a student, and then unique ID of a student could be student ID, which will be the unique ID of that particular student. If you don't want to use student as a unique ID of a student can be a matric number.
That's just it. It's matric numbers.
Can be a matric number. And then when you are generating matric number, you ensure it's very unique. And then most time we have full name of the student. Or we can have first name, last name, another name. You can have last name. Another name. Are we together? So other things that we can have student phone number.
Faculty, department.
Date of birth.
We can have students' date of birth.
No, have faculty.
What other things that can we have? We can have email address. Mohammed, wait, we'll have faculty. Email address. And some other things. I wasn't putting faculty here yet, because faculty is an entity here. I will need to go and define faculty separately, and then establish a relationship between faculty and department.
Next of kin. Next of kin.
Your brain is now opening. So we have NOK, next of kin. Next of kin should have his
Next
own
of kin or
table.
guardian.
And
Because
phone number address, right?
next of kin should have his own table here. Because
Okay.
one person can have more than one next of kin.
Mm.
Do you get?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because
Oh.
for example, a student that we are keeping his record in a row can have 3 next of kin.
Mm. Okay.
Do you understand? So for example, if we are having next of kin, and then I said, let's have a next of kin. I'm coming now. I want to duplicate this guy.
Just copy and paste.
All right, so we can have next of kin now, NOK. NOK ID. You know, we need first name of next of kin, last name or third name. We need all these guys for next of kin too, but we need relationship with our own students. What relationship does he have with our own students? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So we need the relationship that he has with our student. And then you know the next of kin here. we need to link it up with this guy. We need to link the next of kin to this guy. It's not linking. Let me just change this to NOK. We can have ID of next of kin, which is the primary key. We can have his full name, which is not a key. We can have his phone number. Phone number is enough for us. Phone number. And then we need to know whether it's his dad or his mom or who he is. So we're going to say relationship. Relationship. Do you understand? I'm going to delete this.
Sir,
Yes?
can it be next of kin? Okay, no, sorry, guardian.
It can be guardian. That's it.
Yeah,
Now. It can be guardian, it can be father, but we will not represent that guardian in this diagram.
Okay,
Do you understand?
notice.
You get it, right?
Yes, I understand.
So Mohammed mentioned that
About hostel.
a student table will have faculty. We can have faculty. And then if we're having a faculty, it's going to be a foreign key. This is also a foreign key. I'm calling it a foreign key because the primary key doesn't belong to this table. It's from this key. And if we have a next of kin, we need to, sorry, if we have faculty, we need to define faculty here. Faculty. And then faculty will have his own key, ID, faculty ID. We can call it faculty ID. And then it's a primary key here. We'll say faculty name. And then we have faculty code. Removing this. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So this is what we have here now.
We have department as well.
So if we are doing for department two, we are doing for department two, we have departments here. Department is a foreign key. I have departments here. So I will need to define department two. I have departments. Department is primary key. And I call this department ID. I have department name here. And department code. I'm removing this guy because I don't need key here. We are not having any key here. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, a student has his department, he will have his department option. Maybe he's in Faculty of Science, Department of Computer Science, and he's doing computer and integrated science. So I will now need to have another foreign key here, which will be department option. I have the department option here. And then I want it to have a relationship with another entity called department option. There is a place that it gets technical. And I will explain that to you. So we have department option. It's a primary key too.
Yes, sir.
The primary key. The primary key. And then we have department option. ID. And then we can have a name. I have a name for it. If you have a code for department option, we'll put the code there. But this one is not a primary key. This is not a primary key. We can have a code here if there is a code for department option. So with the look of things, you see, we are drawing our entity relationship diagram. We are drawing our entity relationship diagram. And then you wonder whether there is a relationship between department and faculty.
There is.
Is there a relationship between department and faculty?
There is, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So we can actually relate a department to a faculty. Do you understand? So if we relate a department to a faculty, we will not need to, if we relate department to a faculty and we relate department to a department option, we will not need to put faculty department here. It's only department option that we'll put here. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
It's true, sir.
Okay.
Do you get? Because what we
Mhm.
did here is redundancy. Do you get what I'm saying? Did anybody understand what I'm saying?
I understand, sir.
So in a good design, department faculty will not link to this guy since they will have relationship with course option. So it's supposed to be faculty to department to course option. Do you understand?
Is this what they call normalization?
Eh?
Is this what they call normalization?
And that's normalization. After we've done this error and we start normalization, and then we are correcting the repetition we have in a row, the repetition we have in a column, and then the first normalization repetition in a row, second normalization repetition in a column. And then the third normalization is to ensure that everything is linked. That is not educational definition, but in practical, that is what we actually do.
Okay.
So in practical, normalization doesn't go beyond two normalization. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So these guys are not, I didn't get how to link them properly. Okay, link to, okay, there's a link to here. So if I want to remove this link that I already have and correct those links that I have, net of kin linking is fine. And department option linking is fine. So I want to remove faculty here. I want to remove faculty here. I want to remove faculty. I don't want to have faculty here. I don't want to have department here. I don't want to have department here. So I want to link faculty, I want to link faculty to.
Department option.
How do I paste the object on it?
Hello. Battery.
No, the link to that I did is not what I'm supposed to do.
Can you security?
How do I delete link or?
Rapid and now I'm in. Bolos in.
Now, you have to please mute yourself. Ah. I would like to link this guy.
They were talking about href, so we are not using href here.
Is Farouk on the call? Farouk. It's Farouk that knows how to.
Is that same arrow? Is it not going? When you
Uh,
click on the dot,
The arrow is this dot is trying to create another entity instead of linking up. Do you get?
yes. Can you try that one at the top?
This
Okay,
at
it's the
the
same
top
thing.
is popping up
Direct
this
it
guy.
up.
It's going to pop this guy up. If I click it, it's going to pop it up. Do you get?
Yeah, yes, I get you. If you use this arrow, no, stay there. Use arrow by your side, to your sidebar, to your left.
This guy,
Yes.
this guy.
No. Select this arrow to your left. Okay, it was my mouse. This place where you have template, text, notes, and all that one.
Template, this guy.
Sidebar. Yeah, down. Yeah.
Okay, connector. Yeah, that is it. Thank you. So, but it's coming from here, faculty. So we need to add another row here that we'll call faculty ID. And it's a foreign key. Faculty underscore ID. And it's a foreign key. So, and then we have department option linked to them. And then we have department option. Then we now have departments. I'm adding a new row here called departments underscore ID. So this is a foreign key. And then I need to link this guy. So this guy. I don't know if you understand what I've done. Do you all understand what I'm doing?
I understand. I'm not
I
sure.
do, sir. I do.
Yeah. Read one. Do you understand what we are doing? Ikem,
Yes,
do you
sir.
understand what we are doing?
Yes, I understand.
All right. So, oh wow. All right. So we're trying to link each entity together. And then what we've done now is called normalization, and is the process of correcting redundancy or removing some kind of repeated elements on our table. So this is how it goes on and on and on and on. So I can say level now. If I want to add level as an attribute, I can say students level here. Can have level here. I can have level here, and level is a foreign key. And then student is going to have level.
So please, I want to ask you a question.
Ask me, please.
If we're adding level, but every year they change level, are we going to be changing it every year? No?
And so if they, there is something that you call student promotion. When you promote them, their level will change. Do you understand?
Okay.
Do you get it, Nkem?
I don't get it, but maybe when I see it, I'll get it.
The student change
Level underscore name. So for example now, at a particular instance, student will only have one level. Do you understand? Are you with me?
Yes, I understand.
As a particular instance, student will only have one level. And then when the students finish a session, and then you are about to close the session, something will trigger a process that will update all the students from one level to the other. Do you understand? And then we keep the history of previously student was in this level, and then this is his current level. Do you get it like that? Is it clearer?
Yeah, sir.
All right, thank you. So that is how to draw and create an entity relationship diagram. I think with this little example, we're able to understand how to do this, and then we can take it up, read more on it, and then understand it better. Is there any question? We only have 1 minute to end the class.
Yes, sir, there's a question, sir.
Tell me.
On the, okay, sir, the program, are we going to also have it here? Because being in the department, faculty and whatever, so we have not known the exact program the student is doing, sir.
So we can have program here. And you know, there are a lot of program in the school. We can have a table that will keep programs from. And then I will add another table here. I call it program. So it's a primary key. The primary key here. And I call this program ID. I call this, it's not a key. We can call this one program name. The break has started though. If you want to go for a break, you can go.
When you're in the class, sir.
So we'll resume back by 11. All right.
It's called
Dad, you wanted to ask
insubordination
a question.
So I wanted to quickly
in
ask,
administration.
right? Rather than use IDs, is it possible for program name to be the primary key? So that program name will just be appearing on the student table.
So you can use the program name as ID, but there will be a problem in the future. Let's say you put the program name in a student table. Let's say faculty of program is undergraduate.
Undergraduate. Yes, please go on.
The day that name change, problem starts. You have to go and look for the tables that has those names and be changing it one by one. Do you understand? So it's not a good practice. You end your class, Abi?
Oh, okay.
We
All
end by 10:45, break time, and we'll come back at 11. There is a general class by 11. Go ahead, class. Is that stop? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we are hearing you, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. I get that.
So it's good to use ID. So whenever I change, you only change it here. It's a good practice, but you can do it the way you want to. But in the future, you have problem. Because the day they say, this is not how to spell undergraduates now, you now be looking for everywhere that you've repeated those things. But if you use ID, once it change, you just use your select from SQL to join a table and get the name. Do you get?
Yeah, makes sense. Got it.
All right,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Yossi, you are clear now, Abi?
Yes, sir.
So I want to ask a question. Sorry, please.
I'm with you.
Like, you made mention of this if somebody makes a mistake with name. What about matric number you now use as primary key?
Matric number. You remember when I wanted to create matric number, I said student ID. Do you understand? And somebody said matric number should be unique ID. Do you understand? If I'm designing this, I will not use matric number as a primary key. I will use student ID. Do you understand?
But it's good practice to use student ID, right?
It's a good practice to use student ID. So that the day they say there is a mistake in your matric number, you will not be going to course form to change. You will not be going to departmental register to change. You will not be going to student result to change. You will not be going to examination to change. You will not be going to admission to change. You will not be going to hostel to change. Because students will appear in hostel. They will appear in clinic. They will appear in admission. They will appear in results. They will appear in examination. And then you will not go to all those places to go and change it. You will just change it alone on the student table, and everything will fall in place.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, but I was thinking, I'm just saying, like, since, are you saying that even though we make a mistake in this, just hypothetically, if somebody makes a mistake in this matric number, like we have to change it in different tables? Is there a way that you can just change it here once and it's just like affect?
Yeah, that's why
Cast-
we are saying that we use ID. For example, if we are creating results now, let's say we have a result now, and then we have a result entity. Let me say we have a result entity now.
Mm.
So, sorry, I need to copy. Okay, that's copy. So let's say we have result entity now.
Okay.
And then we have result ID as its own primary key, which is fine by us, right?
Mm.
ID
Yes,
as a
sir.
primary key. We need to keep the result of a course that student did.
Yes.
So if I say I should keep, I will use primary key of that course to keep it. I will say
Yeah.
course underscore ID, which I need to create another entity called course. Do you
Yeah.
understand? And then
Yeah.
the student grade, the student's ID. If I use student ID and I say student grade, sorry, I don't want this guy. And I said, I had another this here, and I call this students underscore grade. If I have student grade there, so if I use student ID on this table, you know, if student is number 1 and his matric number is U102 something 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 something, and there is a mistake in the matric number, I will not come here to change the matric number. I will only change it here. And it's because we are referencing, it's like reference.
Yeah.
We will not need to change it here. We only change it here and we are fine. Do you understand my explanation? All right, thank you. Is there any other question? So you now understand why I'm saying that if you don't get something like this right, your application will not be fine. It will just be doing nonsense. And most times, if you check some developer that doesn't have a good software, or the software they develop is malfunctioning, and some senior developer also make mistake at this stage. So if you make that mistake, you have a problem. I think we should end the class now, and then we'll move to the main class where we'll continue with the general discussion. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for attending.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.